My name is Forrest Gump, but people call me Forrest Gump. My best good friend, Lieutenant Dan, asked me to narrate this fishing story. Sorry, I sound weird. I have a cough due to cold. I also smoked some weed earlier, so I probably sound funny. Last year, Dan caught a lot of fish from the waters of Texas. I may not be the smartest man in the world, but I think that is a good thing. Dan's mom always said, fishing life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna catch. About a godzillion years ago, Dan and his wife went fishing. Sometimes Lieutenant Dan will keep fish. Sometimes he doesn't. Some people think he is silly to call himself catch and release. But I think stupid is as stupid does. Lieutenant Dan retired last year in 2022. He fished a lot that year. He fished in fresh water. And he fished in salt water. His mama used to make him gargle with salt water when he had a sore throat. I think that's why he fished in salt water so much. He must have a real sore throat. It's probably because when he did catch a redfish or a trout, he would yell and curse a lot. But everybody knows fishing is a part of his life. One day last year, Lieutenant Dan started fishing, and he didn't quit for 9 months. Lieutenant Dan has been through every kind of fishing there is. Little bitty fish fishing, and big old fat fish fishing. He caught fish that swam in sideways, and sometimes fish even seemed to come straight up from underneath. Lieutenant Dan even fished at night. Now, I don't know much about fishing, but he even fished for flies and rainbows. He was always talking about fly fishing for rainbows. I do not know what he was talking about, but I do know that Lieutenant Dan and fishing goes together like peas and carrots. This spring, Lieutenant Dan is fishing for catfish and stripers. He hasn't caught many so far, but he keeps trying. He keeps telling me about the white bass run, and the sharpfish run, and some other fish running. I guess it's like when Jenny says, "Run, Forrest, run." So in 2023, for no particular reason, Lieutenant Dan decided to go for a little run. He ran to the end of the road to fish a nearby creek. When he got there, he thought maybe he'd run to the end of town where there was a lake. And when he got there, he thought maybe he'd just run across these Williamson and Travis counties to fish all the lakes there. Then he figured since he run this far, maybe he'd just run across the great state of Texas to the ocean. And when he got there, he figured since he'd gone this far, he might as well turn around and just keep on going. When he got to another lake or creek, he figured since he'd gone this far, he might as well just turn back, keep right on going. So that's what he did. So far, Lieutenant Dan has fished for 1 year, 5 months, 30 days, and 12 hours. Lieutenant Dan is still going. He isn't going to stop anytime soon. Like his mama says, you have to do the best with what God gives you. His mama always had a way of explaining things so he could understand them. For fish bait, Lieutenant Dan uses shrimp and minnows. I like minnows, but another one of my best good friends likes shrimp. He says shrimp is the fruit of the sea. Lieutenant Dan is my best good friend. And even I know that isn't something you can find just around the corner. Lieutenant Dan was once a city of Austin, Texas supervisor, but now he is fishing right there on that river and in the ocean on the Texas coast. My mama always said, you've got to put the past behind you before you can move on. I think that is what Lieutenant Dan is doing. Thank you for watching my best good friend Lieutenant Dan's fishing channel. got lines all